Cool Kids. Woo! It went from famine to feast, folks. We have it all today. We have 6 boxes of miniature market goodness, all had for the low price of $100 and something bucks. Yeah, because it was 85% off fire sale. So let's just cut right in there and see what's up. Oh yeah. And that's how quickly you can open a box. Yeah, with the right tool for the right job. Right, Eva? Knucklehead. Knucklehead. Alright, I'm going to pull these contents out. There's 6 boxes to go through, so we're not going to sit here and mess around too much. Alright, cool kids. So, when I bought Hellboy the board game, they had a little special pack that I didn't get. It came out about the same time as the crappy Hellboy movie. This is that pack. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to double check. But I don't have any of the resin minis that they sold. But I did have all the expansions to the game except for this one. This is some something cool. This is from a board game, and it's a female miniature that looks pretty neat. Here, let's pull it out. Now the scale on it is a little big, but not, I believe it's 30 millimeter. But it'll be fine. We'll compare it to other miniatures and see where we're at. But okay, this is Battleship with a Greek theme. It's called Odyssey, Wrath of Poseidon. So you are sailors coming home from the Trojan Wars, and Poseidon's not happy. But, you know, Greek, Zeus says, you know, to the rest of the pantheon, you know, you can play with them, but don't, you know, there's rules to this game. So, this is the game. This is, yeah. So, it's like a take on Battleship. If you look here in the corner, you can see there. You put this board between these 2 boards, and so no one can see each other's stuff, which I think is a little janky, but whatever. And yeah, you play Battleship with, you know, special, you know, one side's Poseidon, the other side is, you know, the sailors. So that's neat. Neato Kino. We got a bunch of whiz kids here. All the WizKids stuff you could ever want. And that's neat. I got some ice trolls, but I'm like, what's the difference between an ice troll and a regular troll? Well, the difference is what I painted. That's the difference. Yeah? You know? Yeah, so here, let's check them out, and we'll compare them to that. Solomon Kane, I believe, is the game that miniature's from. That female we were looking at. Let me check. I know it's like 35 millimeter, but you know, it looked like a cool mini. All right, this is Mr. Awesome Chaos Ball. I don't believe I had this one, so I went ahead and got it. I have most of Chaos Ball. Got it all really cheap at Atomic Empire, like, you know, $3-4 for whole boxes of stuff. Never broke it out though, so it's kind of a. This is an Atten. This was $3, so I'm like $3 for a large mini is cool. Even though I already have this sculpt from the, you'll recognize this sculpt actually. It's from the Temple of Elemental Evil. Remember that? D&D board game. Yeah. Okay, here's some snow golems. These are about the goofiest looking damn things I ever saw. But they could be used for some sort of Naparado demon or something cool like that. So, devil actually. This ice troll. So I'm like, ice trolls, they're cheap. I don't know, they're $3 each. That seems pretty reasonable, you know. And here we go. We can check her out versus the ice troll. You know, she's not exactly too huge, I would say. This is the God of Wisdom, something from Magic the Gathering, and you know that could be his wife, right? Yep, God of Wisdom, Goddess of whatever. So there you go. We got a use for her. She's a little Amazonian, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's compare her to. Here we go. Critical Role, Echo Knight. You know, she's a good half a head taller than this woman. You know, like I said, a little Amazonian. And maybe she will go with that god. She is a little big, but she's not huge. She's not like terrible. She's not like 46 millimeter scale, you know, where they're like Goliaths. You know, she's like just a really tall woman that's proportionate, height weight proportionate. And you know, there's Amazons out there. We've always said that. You know, you've met a few of them. Don't lie to me. Now I want to tell you all a secret. Now this is just between you, me, and the wall. Ain't nothing wrong with them, if you know what I mean. Ain't nothing wrong with them. Nope, nothing wrong with them. It's all good. All right. Okay, I got 2 copies of this Yashima, and in here is a really cool Hag mini. Let's see if I can zoom in on it for you. I actually have one of these I opened and I've started to paint, and I was so impressed with the mini. This whole set was $1.50. And I know this isn't the best, but that's the mini. And quite frankly, yeah, it's not really coming through well. You know what? We're going to open it. F it. Let's open it. Let's open it for you, the cool kids. I got 6 boxes of this stuff to go through, though, guys. So I bought several boxes of these because just the Hag by herself, then alone the Druid. There's a Druid in here too. We'll look at both of them. Is worth $1.50 all day. I use a lot of Hags in my campaigns. I don't know about you guys, but there's just something cool about the old crone archetype in the stories. Here's a picture on the side of the box of how she looks, and for ideas to paint her. But this Hag could be used for any kind of Hag: an Annis Hag, a green Hag, a sea Hag, whatever you wanted. You just paint it however you need it. It is a whole game. Oh God, everything's going everywhere. Yeah, so for $1.50, I got a bunch of useless components. Here's the, let's zoom back out. Okay, here's the, the guide to tell you what all's in there. And here's some nice grid square map pieces, so those could be useful, with little punch outs, right? Front and back, so yeah. Only problem is they're hexes. But I bought enough of these. Actually, yeah, I could use those as a map. I actually bought several of these. So, guys, go to Miniature Market and buy them out. You could have a whole forest set up on your table, man. I don't know if those are 1-inch grids though. They look to be 1.5 inches, which is an odd hex size. Okay. So now there went that idea. Some cards. Always cool. Gashima. I looked at the base game. It's $24. You know what? It got a decent rating. It's not a bad game. It's just the market's so inundated with these things. All right, here's the mini. Now, that mini is worth $1.50 all day. And you could paint your hags up any color you wanted, and this smoke could just be mist around them. They're boiling, they're, you know, and then there's a skull. See that? So that's a cool effect. But yeah, you could have a coven of hags for $4.50. $4.50 you got a coven of hags. You can't buy a coven of hags for $4.50 anywhere else. And here's the druid. And he's, or it could be you know, a farmer. I don't know. He seems quite gregarious and resplendent. But, you know, that's 2 minis for $1.50. And they're, you know, you could have a coven of hags or a circle of druids, you know. Paint them up as you want. Whatever colors you want. And I actually have a special grid square. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what my terrain grids are because I have this. And this makes that whatever I want. Okay, so I put this over the top of that, right? Line out the heshes. Bam, I got 1-inch grid squares all day. All right, so actually I can use those. It's fine. I got that from Game Night. Game Nights? Yeah. It's, or Arknight, that's it, sorry. Arknight, sorry guys. Arknight sold me that. They'll sell you one too. I've actually had to break it out. I use it for, so I got a bunch of Golem Arcana tiles. And the Golem Arcana tiles I use for D&D, man. They're great. I have Swamp. The Swamp there is awesome for like a Lizard Man encounter. I've used it for that. The trick is you just got to have that to make it a 1-inch grid square, man. And you got a winner. And it's really that simple. And yeah, I used the snot out of those for my King in Yellow campaign I did. Oh man, that was a fun campaign. The guys really loved that, and the gals. That campaign ran like 3 years. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anyway, enough of that. We're reminiscing. But yeah, those tiles are perfectly usable. So if you were to buy like 4 or 5 of these at $1.50 each, you'd have enough tiles to really just set up a forest, a nice forest. And they're front and back, so it wouldn't be redundant. So that would give you 4 different tiles with combinations and everything. I mean, you got a lot of playroom there. Yeah. Yeah. So I got at least 2 copies of those. I believe I bought 5 copies. Because, you know, why not have 5 hags? And 5 tiles. And 5 druids. Also, I got this card game here. This card game was Overseers. It was $2.50. I figured for $2.50 for a fairly highly rated game, it had a good rating, and it looked pretty interesting. I don't just buy games because they're cheap. They have to look cool. That's box 1. Let's keep going. It slices, it dices, it cuts twices. Seconds to do. Get a knife for you. Woohoo! Damascus Steel. It contains Tides of Iron, the tank expansion. I think it's the Italians. Oh, it's the Northern African campaign. Okay. North African campaign. VIP 2 zombies for Zombicide for like $3. I already have this game and I already did an unboxing, but since Seneca liked it so much, I thought I'd get him a copy for his house. Journey, Wrath of the Demons. This game cost me $15, and if you watch my unboxing, you'll see that's a crazy good deal. He'll really like that. Good stuff for old Seneca. This is, I have all the miniatures for it. I've never broke it out, but I don't think I had this book. And it was $1. So that gives us the book, and if we ever decide to play it, we can cook. All right, and then there's 3 more copies of the exact same Yashima board game, and I bought 10 of these altogether, I believe. Yeah, but like I said, the miniatures, you just saw them. They're really cool. All right, we're gonna go to the next box. So I have this really cool idea, guys, for a modular D&D campaign where you pre-create encounters. You put them in little plastic containers, right, with a map, with the instructions for the DM, and that way everybody can just tag and play D&D. This would be random stuff for when you're, in between your stuff that you wrote. Or it could be little side quests on the bulletin board in town, that kind of stuff. In case you're wondering why I have multiple minis, you can always have multiple minis, man, for multiple quests. The same area could have the same kind of creatures, and you want to have a separate, quest number 4, random quest 4. Well, random quest 5 might have different creatures, but random quest 6 might have the same ones, All right, next box. That one's kind of smushed. All right. Here we go, guys. All right. Here's a box of Angry Zombies. These were like $3-4. Zombicide. And remember, I have all the conversion kits to turn this old stuff into the new edition. So I have, here's an expansion pack. This was like $3. These used to be quite expensive. And I have all the rules for those zombies for the 2nd edition. Here's a fun card game that I thought looked pretty nifty, so I grabbed it. It was like $3 as well. This was another cool card game. This is a real quick one, where you play gladiators. And it's a 2-player game. For, in between a little pickup game while we're setting up, say, Cthulhu Wars or something. Hey, Johnny, let's play this over here on this table. I have several tables at the house. This is Imperius. Now, this game actually looked pretty cool, man. It's a sci-fi card drafting game, I believe. But yeah, it looked pretty neat, so I grabbed it. I snatched that right up. It was like $5. All right, this is an expansion for a game I already have, and it was $4. Yeah, and I don't know if you guys have played this, but it's pretty fun. Legend of the Five Rings. Yeah, the living card game. This I don't know about. This was one of them gamble grabs. It's a game where you're playing. It's a dice game, and you're trying to stop Atlanta, or you're trying to salvage as much treasure as you can while Atlanta sinks into the ocean. And you are an Atlantean, and you're at the end of days, basically. This I grabbed because we grabbed that other one. Since we already have the game, I figured we might as well have the special bridge pieces. Plus, guess what I'm about to say? You can always use bridges for D&D. I can't tell you how many bridges I break out. You want to break up the monotony, and there's so many bridges. As a matter of fact, think of a good quest without a bridge. Yeah? So this is the other Yashima pack that I got. There were, I've never actually looked at these minis. There's 3 minis in this pack. Okay. One's a monkey. One's some sort of cleric looking gal. And the other guy's a bard. So let's break that open. We're going to go ahead and cut this open and look at it. So you got, yeah, serviceable minis that can be used for PCs here. Or, you know, a minstrel at your bar, an NPC. The monkey could be his pet, right? So, yeah, I haven't opened this up, so we're going to open it up and see what we got here. Yeah. So, same deal. We got the packet to tell us what's going on. We got 2 more terrain tiles. Where again, we can convert these to 1 inch. And there you go. So now you have, if you bought 5 of these like I did, you have 10 tiles. And they're front and back, so that gives you a lot of combinations. Okay, so pretty cool. Comes with a deck of cards, you know, for the game. And like I said, I might just buy the game if I see it cheap. The cheapest I've seen is 24 bucks. But the base game comes with quite a bit more than these do. These little expansions. Well, I won't say it's a lot more, but it's like probably, I think it's like 7 minis. Anyway, that's the bard looking feller. Yeah. And I'm not sure what's in her hand. Maybe she's a wizard. Could be a psionicist. You know, that could be a shard in her hand. Could be any number of things. Could be a peasant girl with a rock. You could cut that rock out of her hand and put a wand in it. The sky's the limit at $1.50, right? And then here is the little monkey. And he has a lantern or something in his hand. I'm not sure what that is. That can be cut off, though. Yeah, let's see if we can zoom in on the monkey. Spank the monkey. Monkey with a lantern. With a monkey on top of the lantern. That seems redundant. Oh. Okay, it's supposed to stand up, so I'm going to have to heat treat this. It's supposed to look like this. There you go. That makes it a little more tolerable, right? Alright, so we got a monkey. The scale on these, honestly, they look a little closer to 32 millimeter. Also, this woman's a little tall, a little taller than I'd like. Let me grab something that's at a 28 and see where we're at. All right. So, I mean, like I said, she's a little big, but not, it's not unusable. This guy's fine. The bard, he's fine. Again, the scaling, I mean, he'd have to be kind of chubby, but I'd say it's probably like 35 millimeter, somewhere in there. just by eyeballing it. Not totally outside. It's on the bigger end though of usable. But that, I thought there was some kind of abominable snowman in there. I guess that's my error. So when you're buying these, I would suggest, this is just me, if you're using them for alternate sculpts, for extra minis, this pack's not quite as useful as that other one with the hag in it, as far as I can tell. I mean, one set's fine, one set's cool, but I probably overdid it on these then. I thought there was a Yeti in it. My mistake. Yeah, that was a boo-boo. Alright, next, we're not going to do the next box. We got 3 more boxes to do. That can be another video. You know what? Hell with it. Let's finish it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to pause it. We're going to open another one. We're going to go down and dirty, guys. Down and dirty. Okay, this box is pretty cool. So, right off the bat, we got some orcs. If you're playing a PC orc, which, actually happens, this is going to be the tits for you. Yeah. It's they're called frameworks. They're on sprues. And you build your own orc, basically. And you make 5 orcs with the various pieces, with various poses, various looks. And mix and match as you see fit. Costs a little more to do it that way. They aren't cheap. They aren't cheap. But when they're on sale, 85% off, they're pretty reasonable. I did the math, I think, on this, and it was like $1.25 a mini. So that's not bad. Not for something like that. Not something customizable. Yeah, that's good stuff. This I got as a Christmas gift for my cousin. He loves War of the Worlds. He has there's a musical album for this, for the book. If you ever get a chance to hear it, it's actually really cool. Yeah, it was a record. I don't even know if you could find it digital, but it was a record, and it told the story of the War of the Worlds as songs, like a Broadway music number, man. Pretty neat. It was from the 70s, if I remember right. Anyway, this game had a pretty good rating. There's several of them. There's one for Japan. There's one different countries. This is the one I grabbed for him. And yeah. The War of the Worlds. It's a solitaire. These are solitaire games. So his problem is no one wants to play games with him. He's always working, and when he has time to play games, well, he doesn't have anyone that really wants to play games. So we all find ourselves in these situations, right? Well, he lives in that world constantly. So this I got. This was like 40% off, so I paid a little more for this. But we'll know where that money went when we have a dwarf cleric, a wood elf ranger, a human rogue, a human fighter, and a tiefling warlock, right? And a bunch of paints. So there you go. And we can always use paints. You know that. Paints are nice. Alright. This is really cool. This is really cool right here. This is the stuff. These are huts, guys. So the huts, right, sit on the battlefield. Check this out. Okay. And underneath the grid squares, you've already set up what's underneath there on your grid map. So all you do, right, is lift up the hut. And it shows what's inside. It could be treasure chests. It could be orcs, like the orcs on those sprues, for example. So yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. But, you know, I've been wrong before. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Alright. Oh, they only go one way, don't they? Alright, I'm going to pause. Alright. Next, we have an Androsphinx from the Critical Role series. Then there's a Gynosphinx. Same series. Alright. And then I always like having sphinxes, you know. These are a little smallish, but that's okay. They can be minion sphinxes. The older ones can be the bigger ones. They'll go with like the bone sphinxes, and I'll let the Magic the Gathering Sphinx be the king of the sphinxes. You know, you could do it like that. Here is Ob Nixilis, the adversary, but this could easily be any number of devil or demon princes, or even, I mean, any number. This could be a Cambion. It could be any number of different fiends. You know, it could literally just be a tiefling with wings, if you use the old rules. An Alu fiend. There's a lot of things it could be. A succubi, incubi, sorry. A lot of things you could do with that. So this is an Aarakocra fighter set, and I don't know if you guys know this, but Aarakocra are tricky to find miniatures for. And these seem to be fine Aarakocra miniatures. So that's good. And like most of these were $3. They were all on sale. And finally I got this knife in that box. I got this knife because my knives are wearing out. Well, this box is going to be real easy. It's a bunch of these Keyforge play mats. You know, sometimes we like to play Magic the Gathering or any number of games. Even when we're playing D&D, we like to have pads down, mats down, to put your stuff on, kind of protect your characters, your whatever it is you're messing with. And these are nice. These are nice. There's a bunch of them. I'm not going to open them up or anything. There's probably like 12 of them in there. Yep. Whole box of them. Actually, I just realized I don't have to open them up. I can show them to you. Here we go. Check it out. So on the packaging is a view of what it looks like. That's the mat. So imagine that rolled out. Okay, that's the first one. That's the second one. That's the third one. That's the fourth one. That's the fifth one. And all these were like $3 each, or $2 each. There's another one. There's another one. And you know, if nothing else, these would make fine wall decorations, right? For your game room. A lot of people don't realize that. Yeah, you can put these up on your wall, man. There's another one. You know, fantasy art posters. These are basically fantasy art posters, man. And they'll help insulate the room. For noise, for heat or cold. So actually, these are better than posters. Really. Yeah. A little heavier to hang, though. Probably have to use some of that foamy tape stuff. There we go. That's all of them. I'll pause it now. All right, cool kids. Last box. We've got The Last Hero. The board game. Card game, really. And this looked pretty fun. Yeah, it's like a superhero, you know, kind of game, but with cards. And I believe there's drafting involved. All right. I got this game, the base game. This is an expansion to it. And it looked pretty neat. And then I got Hyperspace from Peterson Games. I backed it. Well, it's late. It's like 6 years late or something. Well, I got this game, Helios Expanse, to fill in the, scratch that itch. Yeah. It's a similar sort of game because it's a fast 4X. Yep. There's the game board. This looks really cool. I'm sure Hyperspace is better. It's got more factions, more asymmetry, but this will give us a little taste of what we're missing till that comes in. God only knows when or if it will. And finally, our last 2 copies of that Yoshima Bard and Sorceress Girl. So there you go. And that's it. That's all of it. Oh my gosh. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. Find all the collectibles of your dreams while you're awake. That's 6 boxes of fun. And we're done. Take care. Bye-bye.